Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel, Vibing After Dark _ with Mo. And if you're new to my channel, how about hit that subscribe button? And if you're a returning subscriber, how about sending it to a family or friend so they can vibe out with us? And please make sure y'all like this video. Okay, so as you can tell by the title and the thumbnail, we are going to be talking about P. Diddy and Cassie. Cassie had a lawsuit of $30 million put out on Diddy. And just a day later, he settles it and paid her off, and in my opinion, just to shut her up. And then at the end, I also will be playing y'all clips of allegations that people said about him. Okay, so let's get straight into it. On November 16th, Cassie filed a $30 million lawsuit against P. Diddy of a bunch of things. Now, I'm going to read this article to y'all, and then I'm going to also come back and read the settlement article. And then, like I said again, at the end, I'll show y'all different people coming out with different allegations of Diddy. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get into the settlement lawsuit because I know plenty of people already did videos of the breakdown of the lawsuit paperwork. So the headline of this article says, Cassie settles lawsuit accusing Sean Combs of rape and abuse. The R&B singer Cassandra Ventura and the music mogul did not disclose terms of settlement, which came one day after Ms. Ventura filed an explosive complaint. So according to Times and Democrat, it says, Sean Combs and the singer Cassie have reached a settlement just one day after she filed an explosive lawsuit accusing the hip-hop mogul of rape and numerous instances of physical abuse. The parties announced on Friday evening that they had reached an agreement to resolve the case, though they disclosed no details about the terms of the settlement. I have decided to resolve this matter amicably on terms that I have some level of control, Cassie, whose full name is Cassandra Ventura, said in a statement. I want to thank my family, fans, and lawyers for their unwavering support. In a statement, Mr. Combs said, we have decided to resolve this matter amicably. I wish Cassie and her family all the best love. For Mr. Combs, the settlement quickly shuts down what could have been a risky and potentially embarrassing process of legal discovery, in which reams of evidence are made public. A possible trial, and Ms. Ventura, who has already aired her accusations through a public complaint, avoids cross-examination by Mr. Combs' attorney. In a lawsuit that drew international attention, Ms. Ventura, who signed to Mr. Combs' bad boy label in 2005 when she was 19 and dated him for about a decade, accused Mr. Combs of what she said was years of beatings, controlling behavior, and various forms of sexual abuse, including rape. In response, a lawyer for Mr. Combs, Ben Brafman, said Mr. Combs denies these offensive and outrageous allegations. According to Ms. Ventura's suit, which was filed on Thursday in federal district court in Manhattan, Mr. Combs assaulted her numerous times, leaving her bloodied and bruised. She said his employees sometimes took her to a hotel room for days to recover out of the public eye. In one of the suit's most disturbing allegations, Ms. Ventura said that for years she was forced to participate in sexual encounters with a succession of male prostitutes as Mr. Combs watched, masturbated, and recorded videos. According to the suit, Mr. Combs called these events freak-offs, and they took place in a number of high-end hotels throughout the United States. According to Ms. Ventura's suit, Mr. Combs controlled nearly every aspect of her life, paying for her homes, car, clothes, and other necessities, and even had access to her personal medical records. The suit said Ms. Ventura never went to the police because she feared it would merely give Mr. Combs another excuse to hurt her. Mr. Combs, who started Bad Boys in 1993, became one of the most powerful and successful figures in the hip-hop industry, working with stars like the Notorious B.I.G. and Mary J. Blige, and helping to transform rap music and culture into global pop phenomenon and a major business. Still, his rise to fame has been dotted with allegations of violence, including that he and his bodyguards beat a rival music executive, Steve Stroud, with a champagne bottle and other items. Last year, Mr. Combs received a Lifetime Achievement honor at the BET Awards, and in September, he was given the Global Icon Award at MTV Video Music Awards. Even with the settlement, however, the damage to Mr. Combs' reputation and legacy may be substantial. In the days since Ms. Ventura's suit was filed, past allegations of violence and abuse have been resurfaced, and the various musicians have publicly signaled their support for Ms. Ventura. In a statement, Douglas Wigdor, a lawyer from Ms. Ventura, said, "I am very proud of Ms. Ventura for having the strength to go to the public with her lawsuit. She ought to be commended for doing so." Through a lawyer, Combs, 54, has denied the accusations, calling the lawsuit riddled with baseless and outrageous lies, aiming to tarnish Mr. Combs' reputation and seeking payday. When they first became acquainted, Ventura, now 37, was an aspiring singer and sometime model from New York, London, Cannes, while Combs was a larger-than-life hitmaker known as Puff Daddy or Diddy, who was credited with developing the careers of Notorious B.I.G., Mary J. Blige, and more. In February 2006, according to the lawsuit, Ventura signed a 10-album deal with Bad Boy the summer her debut studio album was released. Ben Brafman, attorney of Combs, said in a statement emailed to CNN via Combs' publicist that Mr. Combs denies these offensive and outrageous allegations and accuses her of demanding $30 million from his client under a threat of writing a damaging book about their relationship. But Ventura's attorney Douglas responded to Brafman, alleging Combs tried to pay her off to keep quiet. Mr. Combs offered Ms. Ventura 8 figures to silence her and prevent the filing of the lawsuit. She rejected his efforts and decided to give a voice to all women who suffer in silence. Ms. Ventura should be applauded for her bravery, he wrote in an email to CNN. In the complaint, which contains a trigger warning due to the graphic nature of some of these claims, also states she was 19 and Combs was 37 when they met, and alleges that during their business relationship, which lasted until 2019, he exerted his power and influence over her, initially using drugs and alcohol to coerce her into a sexual relationship. Ventura, an R&B singer most known for her hit song Me and You, is filing her lawsuit under the New York's Adult Survivor Act, which allows adult survivors or sexual abuse to sue their abusers in New York. Even after the statute of limitation on their claims, it is set to expire November 24th. So then Cassie came on and said, "After years in silence and darkness, I am finally ready to tell my story and speak up on behalf of myself and the benefit of other women who face violence and abuse in their relationships," Ventura said in a statement to CNN on Thursday. It's unclear whether the acts Ventura is alleging against Combs took place or whether Ventura has reported any of the allegations to the police. When contacted for further comment regarding possible criminal charges, Ventura's attorney Michael J. Williman told CNN, "We cannot commit on any potential criminal flings. Apologies." Then it said, when asked if the New York Police Department is looking into allegations at DCPI, spokesperson told CNN, "There is no such investigation at present. The New York always treats allegation of sexual assault and rape extremely serious and urges anyone who has been a victim to file a police report so that support and services can be offered to survivors and a comprehensive investigation can be conducted." So now that I read everything that was going on with the lawsuit and then the settlement of the lawsuit, now I'm going to be showing y'all some of the people who was in support of Cassie coming out. And the first person was Azealia Banks. Azealia took to her Instagram story and she said one time Diddy beat her up so bad, he sent her on a 3-week vacation to Hawaii just so no one would see or question how her face got like that. Banks called Diddy another violent hip-hop homosexual and said this is what mental illness looked like for all of you armchair psychologists. That last part seemingly a nod to observers who have speculated about her own mental health in the past. And here's one of the pictures right here that she was talking about that time Diddy allegedly busted up Cassie's face in 2014. And as you can see, she got the busted lip. She got stitches look like over her eyebrow. Then it said Cassie posted and deleted this worrisome picture in 2014 during her Dubai trip with Diddy. Reports later claimed this was an ATV accident that was a clear lie. So then she showed the shades which was busted and said she posted her broken glasses. And in her caption it said, "And never again because I love my mommy." And lastly, here's a picture when she was in Dubai. she covered her whole face because of the bruises and the swellingness. Okay, so since Cassie came out with her lawsuit, all of the old allegations that Ben was out there start resurfacing because there's a lot of allegations that everybody been saying about P. Diddy. So here's Gene Deal telling his side of the story about Kim Porter, his baby mama, and him relationship. But now she is passed away.
Between those two, physically. But Kim got tired of it and she wasn't taking him.
It seems like he got a lot of regret when it comes to Kim Porter now. That's what it seems to me. He's living with a lot of regret.
Bro, come on. Stop the bullshit, man. He got you fooled too, huh? You understand? Kim know all his deepest secrets. You understand? Kim knew why he was using the butt plugs. Kim probably told all that shit in her book. You understand? That up and got missing the day she died. You understand what I'm saying? There was always abuse between those two, physically.
Okay, so y'all heard what he had to say, and I know a lot of people do not like to believe Jaguar Wright because she can be a little off, but I think a lot of things Jaguar Wright has said about the past in the industry, I kind of believe. So here's some of the things that Jaguar had to say.
I was thinking to myself the other day, Uptown Records started with 5 people. Andre Harrell, I'll Be Sure, Heavy D, and Puffy. And Kim was the longest working employee because she was there from the very beginning. She was Andre's personal assistant. Kim's dead. Heavy D is dead. Andre Harrell is dead. The only 2 left are Puffy and Al almost died. Isn't that interesting?
That is interesting.
Heavy D was found dead, face down in the heart attack. Andre Harrell, heart attack. Kim died from pneumonia, but there's the first coroner's report that said that she died. It was ruled a homicide, and they found toxins in her body to prove that she had been poisoned. You know, they have poisons that create heart attack and pneumonia-like symptoms. And then right after that, Al had a meeting, and I was going to meet up with him because we were in Vegas, and then the next thing you know... You want to know what they all had in common, though? The survivors and the late of Uptown Records, they were all writing tell-all books. Andre was writing a book right before he died. Heavy D was working on a book before he died. Kim Porter was working on a book before she died. And Al B. Sure was working on the documentary of his life. And then he goes into a coma. Has Puffy ever been in a coma? Has anything happened to him? He must be the luckiest motherfucker, because it seems like everybody that worked at Uptown Records from the very beginning is gone.
Okay, so here's a clip of Meat Mill being in the pool and Puff Daddy calling him Daddy and telling him he deserve it.
You doing it, man. You deserve it, Daddy. You putting in that work. Proud of you. I love you.
Okay, so here's Gene Deal again with another story. And again, like I said, Gene Deal was Puff Daddy bodyguard, so I'm sure he got a lot of stories that he can tell.
Him and Sarah and this young girl flew from Atlanta. And flying from Atlanta, we had this artist with us, right? And we were staying in the presidential suite at the hotel. And this particular artist and Puff, they told me, don't let nobody come in the room. So I said, all right, cool. So I propped my chair by the room door while they went in. So this artist's cousin knocked on the door. So I went to him and I let him in because I knew him, I see his face and everything. I've seen his face several times before. He said, yo, I gotta speak to my cousin. And I said to him, I said, well, they busy right now, man, and they told me don't let nobody come in the room. He said, yo, I'm going in the room to get my cousin out. And I said, bruh, you ain't going in the room, get your cousin out. They told me nobody could go in the room. So he said, I don't care who you are, what you doing like that. I'm going to get my cousin. He went to go and try to open the room. I grabbed his ass, joked him up, and slammed him on the piano. And the next thing you know, Puff and this artist run out the room naked. And so then I said, I see the artist trying to grab a towel. Puff didn't give a shit. And the artist like, yo, what's wrong? What's going on? What's going on? He's like, yo, Gene, that's my cousin. And I was like, yo, my man, he was trying to get in the room and y'all told me don't let nobody else come in, let nobody come in this room. Jesus Christ gonna have to come take the, Puff no, Jesus gonna have to take the air out of my body if anybody coming in that room. And Puff just looked at the artist and the artist said, you ain't wanna come up in there? It was a lot of freaky shit going on. One time him.
Okay, here's Orlando Brown coming out and saying basically he gave him head and he had liked it. But he just called it something else.
You gave me the ooshkash gooswash. You gave me the ooshkash muaf.
I like when you like this, Daddy.
Yeah, where you put my bag?
Daddy, I like when you
right
scrambling
here,
and scraping for shit.
No,
I like that.
Okay, so now I also want to play y'all a resurfaced video that Tasha K did. It was an interview of one of Diddy's ex-girlfriends, and this is what she had to say.
Diddy Combs' ex Gina Hun, I don't know how to pronounce her last name. She goes by Virginia V. Once claimed he stomped on her stomach, dragged her by hair. So there's a 2019 interview that Virginia V had with Tasha K that is resurfaced amid Cassie's lawsuit, where Virginia V describes abuse that she endured during her 5-year relationship with Diddy. Now, she was involved with Diddy at the same time Cassie was. Like, once Cassie and Diddy became on and off, Virginia V entered the picture. So this interview is corroborating that same pattern of behavior. But this interview happened 4 years ago. 4 years ago. Diddy, what are you going to clap back with now? So Virginia V said, he stomped on my stomach really hard, like took the wind out of my breath. I couldn't breathe. He kept hitting me. I was pleading to him, can you just stop? I can't breathe. So Virginia V claimed that Diddy then grabbed her by the hair and was punching the back of her head. Eventually, she started fighting back because she had had enough of his shit. So Virginia V's relationship with Diddy began when he was on again, off again with Cassie. He was mentally, emotionally, and physically abusing me. He would always compare me to Cassie and tell me that I'm the bad one. She's the good one. She recalled adding that everyone around Diddy allowed the alleged abuse to occur. Virginia V also claimed that Diddy paid her $5,000 to abort their baby when she became pregnant. She said she turned the money down because she loved him. She was trying to prove that. Quote, I wasn't the girl that wanted him for money. I just cared about him. I just wanted him to be nice to me. That's it. So Diddy's reps have not returned a request for comment on this interview that has been out for 4 years that I'm glad has resurfaced again. I will keep you updated on any and all allegations, new allegations. But again, I encourage everyone and anyone that has been personally victimized by Diddy to speak up. Speak up. We're listening. We believe you. Sean.
Okay, so y'all heard what that girl had to say. Like, it was horrible. And I did believe her. But now, the last thing I want to show y'all is a lot more. But we already at 21 minutes on this video. So I'm going to just show y'all that and get off of it. But this is when Aubrey O'Day was already warning us about Diddy. Well, not us, but warning the women about Diddy.
Why somebody would want to fire somebody.
Can you give us a little?
I wasn't willing to do probably what you can imagine. I don't know legally what I can say or can't. It's everything you could imagine. Why somebody would want to fire somebody.
Can you give us a little?
I wasn't willing to do what was expected of me. Not talent-wise, but in other areas.
And were other girls doing?
I was the only one that was in those types of positions.
Wow. When you look back on that, how does that make you feel?
You know, I have such a love-hate with it all because I don't think I would have been able to be so successful in so many other areas had I not been trained under Diddy. He was the hardest person that you can work for, and it was torture. And not the work part of it, but the other stuff. Mind games, like just all the girls were so divided, and the men and the people running it had their hands in it, moving everything. There was a lot of betrayal. There was a lot of lies. There was a lot of, you know, when you're young and impressionable, and we understand our beauty as women through the eyes of the people observing us. Well, who's observing us? Men. So we learn our beauty through a man's eye, which is very subjective. So it's difficult when you're that young to understand your worth as a woman through the men that I was around, and that was very traumatic. I don't think any of us have healed from that. Diddy would be like, you're not hot anymore. Like, what happened? You don't have anything, like, you don't have any curves. You're looking like you're not looking like, I can't get people to think that you're my good looking person. And there was no Me Too at that time. There was no protecting anyone at that time. You signed a million NDAs and a million contracts that took away all your rights. So you really were operating in an environment that you had no control in.
What happened?
Okay, so I didn't read the New York Times article, plus also an article for CNN. So y'all know, like, the gist of the lawsuit and why she did the lawsuit. Now, I was kind of upset that she settled out because it's like, now you getting paid hush money and you're not going to say nothing. But then I thought about it. If Diddy really was Xing out these people's lives, she probably was scared that he might do something to her. So she just settled with it. But you never know. Hopefully nothing happens to her. But if it do, everybody will have their eyes on Diddy at that point. Like I said, I hope nothing happens to her. And I hope he just leave it be. Leave it alone. But I guarantee you more people are going to come out and say something. But y'all let me know what y'all think about it all in the comment section below. I do comment back. And I catch you guys on the next one. Bye.